Famous Mellow Hub. Full moon, man. So, see, we live in direct. You know what I'm saying? Sun, Capricorn, moon in Cancer. Are you fulfilled with your, you know what I'm saying, and it seeds that you initiated earlier on in Capricorn season, following to this point, you know what I'm saying, dealing with your business, career, status, you know what I'm saying, in your private area of life, you know what I'm saying, that you dealing with, you know what I'm saying, home, family and shit like that. Are you fulfilled with how you seen in your home and your status and shit like that, and your seeds that you planted up to this point from what you created or initiated, or now you got the blueprint too, because of course Mercury is in Capricorn as well, you see what I'm saying? We thinking, communicating, and analyzing about that blueprint now, and to say the least, opposing the Cancer moon and Mars, you know what I'm saying, what we passionately motivated about with our home, family, privacy, you know what I'm saying, dealing with reacting, responding with, and creating emotional connection with that in the moon as well. We seeing how we, you know what I'm saying, are filling our cup now to this point to where we reaping the benefits of how we can initiate and create a new career, maybe status or entrepreneur endeavor, and at home and shit like that, as well as see the, you know what I'm saying, reality of how we can experience that privacy, you know what I'm saying, home, family, privacy, and have a balance of that power between how we can understand our position when it comes to the power of status that we have, and the feeling that we can initiate, create from that at home and shit like that, from where we our internal world of our emotions and shit like that, from connecting that at home to what we do at work. See what I'm saying? So that's kind of like that balance of power between Cancer and Capricorn and shit like that. And so pretty much we reaping the benefits of the full moon in Cancer. What we gonna be doing is seeing our power of balance in Cancer from what we can relate in our, you know what I'm saying, with our relationships and shit like that, and our relatability energy, from creating, initiating our emotions and shit like that, to the balance of power from Capricorn, initiating, creating a status and business or career that you want to say, maybe say that you created yourself, you know what I'm saying, or you may have created a new business, shit like that. See what I'm saying? So it's like you initiating a new way of thinking and foundating and stabilizing and communicating, or not communicating, but yeah, relating, being able to relate in your relationships and shit like that. And so as well, when it comes to that boss, like, you know what I'm saying, standing on business from wherever you planted seeds in and shit like that. So basically, I'm gonna run down all the aspects, shit like that, the conjunctions, semi-sextiles, sextiles, squares, trines, oppositions, and yeah, and quincunxes, basically. So, and then as well, um, yeah, well, I make that another video for that. But I was gonna say this right here, power balance we have for today. You know what I'm saying? Full moon in Cancer, reacting, responding, creating emotional connection, and you know what I'm saying for, or I mean, you know, I'm my bad. Let me rephrase that. Power of influence. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Or did I say that? My fault. So it's gonna be reacting, responding, and creating emotional connection. Will is like our motivation, passion, and what we have to take action in when it comes to family, home, privacy, shit like that. Which is gonna be, you know, kind of debilitating shit since Cancer falls in uh, Mars. That would be like, you know what I'm saying, getting familiar and comfortable with what's like, you know what I'm saying, your private family, you know what I'm saying, business, whatever, you know, your private business and shit like that, whatever you got at home. So that's like you're both of your businesses is, you know, what you got at home and what you doing out there, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to want to be seen as in the collective. So that's gonna be like initiating, creating actions to, you know what I'm saying, fulfill your own emotion within, since the moon is full right here, be fulfilled within the actions and shit that you initiate and created with your emotions in your home and your business as well and shit like that. So that's pretty much the power of influence that you have for Cancer right now as well. So with you being able to create and initiate those emotions and shit that you react and respond to as well, it's like you're basically creating your own emotional home, that's what I'm saying, from your internal, it creates your external, and that's what basically you can see Cancer be at Jupiter with, where it being at home, feeling at home when it's going, you know, traveling and shit, or whatever the case may be when it's dealing with, you know, spirits, is wisdom, knowledge, and creating its own emotional, initiating creating its own emotional connection when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, being able to go home and feel at home, also be a business and have its own emotional home and shit like that, so that it can go anywhere and have. So that's kind of how I see Cancer and Jupiter, but with it being in, you know what I'm saying, Mars right now is debilitated, so that's its falling place. So you can see it kind of trying to work harder to be more emotional and shit like that. Don't have to be so emotional at this time. You feel me? So I'm saying, so like emotions might be high shit, especially the full moon. So just initiate and create your emotions rather than letting that, you know, basically is the point of this. Let whatever you desire or are passionate about overtake you. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe taking the action in, be what you are, being that image is and shit like that, and allowing that train mind frame and train of thought, the train of, you know what I'm saying? y'all get what I said, track of thinking, that's the end all be all, because you are just creating that emotion and shit like that, and that weighted is being seen as an image or status and a career and shit like that. You're just creating that, you know what I'm saying? So even if you did plant bad seeds from when you first initiating, you know what I'm saying, whatever Capricorn new moon seeds that you had planted up till now, all the way from moon being in Capricorn to moon being in Cancer, you know what I'm saying? Just know that you're, whatever you internally create and shit like that is what's gonna externally be your environment as far as your home and shit like that. So that's what's always gonna be where you're at home at, because you're always gonna be on the go anyways. See what I'm saying? Spirit never, you know what I'm saying, ceases to um imagine or some form of movement, you see what I'm saying, which is energy. So that's like, you're not gonna be okay, well, not just energy, that's not just energy, but movement is like, um you know what I'm saying, the action. So the energy, it comes from where is, you know what I'm saying, the point of that going. See what I'm saying? That's where the energy is coming from. So that's where basically I'm saying you're initiating your home and shit um elsewhere from your status is being from the internal. So that's the balance of power between Cancer and Capricorn, shit like that. But you're also, your power of influence right now is you do get to, you know what I'm saying, see that play out to where you not being so emotional, but you're more gaining the benefits of collecting collective, you know what I'm saying, being, you know what I'm saying, calm, cool, and collective when it comes to your reactions, responses, and being what you're initiating, creating in your emotion. So I'm saying more than what you're receiving from your emotion, right? So not that I think then I am, you know what I'm saying, but I am that, therefore I think, you see what I'm saying? So pretty much on that aspect, that's how I can see that too, you know what I'm saying? What you feel, you know what I'm saying, is not what you are, but what you are is what you feel. You feel what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So power of influence is basically, at that point, is to, since it's the Mars is debilitated there right now, you not really try so hard. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to. It's just you what you already are, you know what I'm saying, had planted from that point on, from Capricorn to now, you're basically now coming into a point of existence where you are fulfilling and reaping those benefits and shit like that. So you can as well plant the currencies and the current of how you can have a you know, or not, I don't have to say like a meditation, but just a at home or familiar, or you know what I mean, comfortable presence is just basically knowing that you aren't what your feelings are. So your feelings are what's you know what I'm saying, coming from you, but you don't have to direct your image and status in that way as to where that's solidified in your basically business, or you know what I'm saying, entrepreneur energy. That's where the uncomfortability may be coming from, or the, you know what I'm saying, not misunderstanding, but I guess you could say like yeah, the power of balance would be coming from, you know what I'm saying. So you being in that realm of, that's where you coming from, you know what I'm saying, is wherever you going. So that emotion that you creating is actually, you know what I'm saying, something that you are moving through, something that you are just using at the moment, shit like that. So that's pretty much how you got to see right now. You're just using this, you know what I'm saying, energy to be able to navigate your way in the business that you want to be in and shit like that, and using this to transmute your external desires from your internal emotion that you creating to not be seen, or you know what I'm saying, nothing like that, but to be seen as you know what I'm saying, the one that's creating it, not that you want to be seen as that emotion in itself. See what I'm saying? So that's pretty much why it be private, and at home all the time. You know, wants to be familiar and shit like that, because it's something that you are curating and shit like that from your internal home and shit like that, which is ever on the go or whatever the case. Even if it's stationary and shit like that, it's still gonna be changing and shit. So that's just pretty much the nature of life, anyways, in general. So that's like how I could see that Cancer, about power of balance between Capricorn and shit. Um, the power of, you know what I'm saying, as far as the power of influence as well right now. So moving on from that, like the power of influence that we having in uh, Pisces right now is exalted in Venus. So, and we also got it conjunct with Saturn and Neptune. So that's like what we're giving our love, value, and appreciation to in our dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusion, shit like that is gonna be coming into a building of what we build in our reality, as well as North Node is just transiting, you know what I'm saying, into that cuspy area right now as well. So, which will be, you know what I'm saying, going all the way, I don't know when, but yeah, anyways, so it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, your dreaming of your imagination and shit like that as well with Neptune and Pisces. You're gonna be dreaming of your faith, belief, imagination, and delusion and shit like that. You're gonna be trying to have faith, belief, imaginations and shit, and then you're gonna be like trying to bring that into reality and realize that you have to show love, value, and appreciation as well to the dream and shit like that, imagination and delusion that you are fulfilling with others, as well as, you know what I'm saying, the collective dream that you're having with yourself and shit like that. So your own energies, so, and with your own imagination, faith, belief, delusion is going to be trying to do is show value, you know what I'm saying, value and appreciation to your, you know what I'm saying, your maybe like your own faith, belief, imagination, delusion, because that's what we're trying to bring into reality. But the key is for this is to be relatable and shit like that. So be relatable and be it that it's a gift, talent, or value or something that you having. You see what I'm saying? To express that in that way that that's like what you're frequently creating, your frequency of creation and shit like that. So that's what you're basically gonna have a power of influence in to bring what you have faith, belief, imagination in. You're gonna have that come into reality, what you build on a reality of with Saturn as well. But you're gonna be dreaming of, and you know what I'm saying, about how that faith, belief, imagination, delusion, or whatever the case may be, is that you're creating, you know what I'm saying, onto that from your talents, gifts, and shit like that, and how you're being relatable and shit like that, and your value and the way that you bring that into reality. That's gonna be like how you basically determining how that Pisces and Neptune, I feel like in general, is gonna be in, you know what I'm saying, in general, just completing everything to a faith, belief, and imagination, but making it to where it's, you see what I'm saying, able to then be expressed through reality. So I feel like we come into the North Node with that, coming into Pisces as well. So we should see more, you know what I'm saying, dream like, you know what I'm saying, abilities be formed when it comes to what we have to offer in our gifts, talents, values, and how we can relate, be relatable and shit like that in relationships, and foundate that and stabilize that into reality for us to be able to dream more, you know what I'm saying, add on, you know what I'm saying, continued our journey of the cause of us even trying to, you see what I'm saying, show love, value, and appreciation for that. See what I'm saying? So that, I feel like that's kind of the power of how that wraps up the power of that we're influencing that right now. Um, Aries, see what I'm saying, still is, you know what I'm saying, 0 degrees, but North Node and as well Chiron and shit, what we personally, you know what I'm saying, are interested in value and our personal affairs is being conducted around our way that we travel, you see what I'm saying, the way that we travel in our destiny and shit like that is gonna be what that's basically being conducted around. And we got the power of influence to as well transmute that and transform that healing pain and, you know, I mean, pain and suffering into healing, you know what I'm saying, and growth when it comes to that personal value and shit that we are, you know what I'm saying, curating for us to be influenced and influenced by, you know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, the power that we can influence and be influenced by. So, pretty much that's, yeah, and then that's dealing with that individual self, which we're gonna be coming into Aries reset next year in 2026. So that's gonna be like the Aries reset gonna be a reset for us to personally, collectively, personally value and see what we planted seeds in from now all the way to the, I mean, and it's been forever, but it's, you see what I'm saying, right now is what I'm, you know what I'm saying, bringing it to awareness of what we're planning now is gonna as well add to what we already have been planning all the way from our whole lives till now to Aries season 2026. It's gonna be year one, you know what I'm saying, for 2026. But regardless of that, it's still gonna be like every, like almost damn near, you know what I'm saying, conducted hella 7 planets or some shit like that, or 8 planets, whatever the case. So that's gonna be like what we're planting seeds in now is gonna be reflected then as well. See what I'm saying? From this path that we have grown to be accustomed to when it comes to how we personally value it and shit like that, and the way we could transform whatever we're going through as pain, as far as pain and suffering, you know what I'm saying, like that, into healing and growth. So yeah, pretty much that's the power of influence for that. Libra, power of influence is South Node still there. Shit, I'm saying, pretty sure Lilith's still there as well. So it's going into Virgo, South Node. So that's like, that's why I said it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, it should get more dreamy when the South Node goes there, because I feel like the Jupiter and, you know, Mercury are exalted in the South and North Node and shit like that. So we should see more of us you know what I'm saying, more of us conducting more activities to us seeing whatever we planted seeds in, all the way from the Saturn, Pisces and shit like that, all, you know, the Neptune and Pisces. That's what I'm saying. We're going into that path now of where we seen all that buildup of, you know what I'm saying, accumulation of bringing into reality from our dream, you know what I'm saying. Now we're seeing Venus and Pisces as well, so that's exalted there. So that's just like, it's adding even more flavor to it before we, you know what I'm saying, transmute that that, you know what I'm saying, destiny or spiritual path into a, you know what I'm saying, not, you know, less of a desire of it being like that's us, but more of that's what the seeds that we planted, and that's what we are being able to now reap and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the benefits from that is going to be being played out as well during these next couple months, or, you know, a year or half, or whatever, however long this shit is going to last, but shit like that. So damn. And then what I was saying was, so power of influence in Libra is going to be the South Node and Lilith. So South Node dealing with the, you know what I'm saying, self, the past self, the maybe the not the self really too much, but dealing with really how you curated that character from you know what I'm saying, that you got comfortable in and feel safe and secure within and shit like that. In Libra and shit, and planting seeds from that, being in Lilith as well, with you being able to relate and relationships and the ways that you relate with those relationships, being able to see how you had a desire and your first emotions came up in those relationships and shit like that, how you planted seeds in that, being able to relate a different way and you know what I'm saying, not be so as to be comfortable and feel safe and secure within that, but to feel like that's something to be able to transmute the desire of, like I said, but and from internally feeling more like that with yourself, and then you being able to reflect that externally and gain those benefits and shit from what you reaped and shit. So, and those seeds that you planted is gonna come up to us having a power of influence in how we did that, is not only, but as well as, you see what I'm saying, what the reason was, you know what I'm saying, for the whole emotion or desire or, you know what I'm saying, embarrassment, energy, or whatever that you may have had or whatever when you first had, you know, had your relationship, shit like that, or your deep desires in your relationships which you first accumulated and shit like that, it being able to be now being more relatable in relationships that you have and shit. So that being able to be more communicated and more acquainted with when it comes to how y'all are mutually dealing with each other and shit like that. So Capricorn Sun conjunct Mercury is where we're gonna be having the power of influence. So that's what we standing on business in and creating a blueprint for. Creating a blueprint for, as far as us talking about what we have already been planting seeds from Capricorn new moon to now, to us being able to take actions in that and see it play out as the beginning of death season. So a beginning of a new, you know what I'm saying, end and shit like that. So we're gonna have a new beginning, of course, because, you know what I'm saying, coming in the spring, this is just clearing out the old space for us to bring in new. So I'm saying, so this is the beginning basically of the end, but it's also clearing out the space, you know what I'm saying, that we already been in. So this is a new space, but it's the end of what we accumulated from the totality of the whole birthing of a whole vision that we have throughout the season anyways, of the astrological astronomical year and shit like that. So this is what we initiated, creating a new blueprint for, to create a whole, you know what I'm saying, new energy to birth into existence and start the whole season over when it comes to, you see what I'm saying, what we're going to next, as far as our character, not our character, but our influence and shit like that, and our evolution. So that's pretty much it for the power of influence. You know what I'm saying? Vibration of transformation, which would be the semi-sextile. So coming from Aries to Taurus, you know what I'm saying, being Uranus, that's gonna be pretty much our value, you know what I'm saying, what we value in our gift and talent. With Aries, the vibration of transformation from Aries is what we had in our spiritual path and what we led up to this point to being able to have a power of influence and initiate and create, as far as our own personal value and shit like that. It's gonna transform our vibration from that to what we value and have a gift in or talent in when it comes to what we innovating in, you know what I'm saying, in Uranus and Taurus, innovating and creating a new, you know what I'm saying, individualistic way to get stability, security, and safety when it comes to our gifts, talents, and values, shit like that. And when it comes to how we gain maternal material energy, that's how it's gonna be transformed from our personal value and shit, and the path that we went on and shit, to how we can heal and transform pain and suffering into growth. You know what I'm saying? And healing and shit like that. Coming from that, we're gonna be transforming the vibration of Taurus to Gemini, from how we you know what I'm saying, believe and have faith in our values, gifts, talents, shit like that, in Uranus, from what we accumulated from the seeds that we planted up until now in Uranus, which is about to go into Gemini soon, but it's still gonna, you know, still got a little time left. So what we, in our gifts, talents, and values that we, you know, are planning and shit, for to innovate and to see and create a new way to stabilize, secure, you know, gain security and stability with our maternal material energy when it comes to our, you know what I'm saying, how we internally feel esteem to our value and shit like that, that externally reflects it, is gonna be in Jupiter and Gemini. So that's our transformation right there from Taurus, of our gifts, talents, and values, is gonna be through what we connecting and create a frequency of in our environment, as far as how we gain wisdom, knowledge, and experiences. So be a vibration of transformation for Taurus. That's going to be in the aspect of being then like you're taking that individual unique value that you created and shit like that, from those seeds and planets that you led up to, seeds that you planted and led up to now, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be now being shown through your environment, in which the frequency you're creating your environment and shit like that, and how you can gain wisdom and knowledge out of that now and shit like that. So that would be how we, you know what I'm saying, transforming that from, you know what I'm saying, the vibrational awareness of where we have faith in our abilities at, to how we can think and communicate about that in our environment and shit like that. Moving on from that, we're going to be able to have a vibration of transformation from Gemini and Jupiter, then from what we have faith and belief in, what we curated from our vibration for Taurus, now I'm saying, going through Gemini to Cancer and the moon and full moon in Cancer and Mars. That's our vibration of transformation from where we come in, from where we accumulate in our experiences and our wisdom and knowledge that we are experiencing in our environment and shit like that, that we created our frequency and thoughts and shit from, that we are this individual to us and shit like that, or this our gift and talent, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So that is pretty much gonna be being in a way of creating a reacting, responding emotional connection to what you also are wanting to see, you know what I'm saying, your desires, passions, or motivations be safe and not safe and secure, but I guess, you know what I'm saying, feel comfortable and at home with, feel comfortable at home with your gifts, value, you know what I'm saying, talents or whatever value that you have, and that is being transformed like that, you know what I'm saying, through that being the value and that being the transformation of where you're coming from where you had a travel, you know what I'm saying, a spiritual travel or wisdom, knowledge, or experience gained out of those thoughts and that communication that you're having with your environment and shit like that, in that way, through expressing what you reacting, responding, your emotional communication to, and what you building on passion, motivation in. So pretty much. Sagittarius. No, we didn't get that. Nah, so okay. Capricorn and the Sun and Mercury, you see what I'm saying, is semi-sextile to Aquarius and Pluto as well right now. So that will be creating and transforming from that desire would be basically like our thoughts, communications, analyzations of what are we taking actions in from what we plant the seeds in this Capricorn season and shit like that. Having a viewpoint, different viewpoints, in is being transformed through what we taking power and control of in our associations, associates in our public arena and shit like that. So that's gonna become our transformation for what we seeing through right now, planting the seeds, you know what I'm saying, in this Capricorn season, us building, initiating, creating a new status in a business or something sounds to feel at home with, but we're transforming that status and initiating that status and the way we build on business or have an entrepreneur energy and shit like that, transforming it through Aquarius and Pluto. So that's going to be like where our associations, our associates in our public arena is going to be like, we're using that as a transmutation of a gift and talent to see the energy flow through our personal interest of our career, business, whatever we're initiating, creating as far as a status and building in reality and shit like that. So with moving on from that, Aquarius being Aquarius, semi-sextile and Pisces is being a vibration of transformation in Pisces, because Pisces is in not Cancer, but Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. So that power and control that we are, taking the time to innovate and create a new way of structuring, maybe, build on reality of society and shit like that, or innovate and create a unique way to individually go about our associations, associates, and the way we go about the public arena is coming through how we have a value and gift and talent in our dream, transforming that vibration from the public to our dreams and faith, beliefs, imagination, and delusions, dealing with how we can show love for that and our values, appreciations, and love, that, and how we can bring that into reality. And so that's all of that, It's semi-sextile Venus in Pisces, Venus in Saturn, and Venus in Neptune. So yeah. And so that's even better. That Venus is in Pisces as well, because you're gonna be able to show more love, value, and appreciation for others in your, as well as your dream, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusions, and shit like that. So yeah, and that's pretty much how you're gonna transform that association that you're taking power and control over, whatever you think you're doing and shit like that, which is really your own celestial creation and shit that you're being able to introduce into the, in a conducted and, true, authentic way to your peers, associates, and conductees and shit like that. I don't know if that's even how you refer to that, but associations, and you're a public arena and shit like that. So that's pretty much the vibration of transformation for all the energy right now. Frequency creation would be the Aries sextile in the Gemini, in Jupiter, from what we transforming in our passions, motivations, desires, or not our passions, and for our personal interests and value and shit like that, and healing, where we're healing our pain and suffering and healing that and going on our spiritual path with that from and shit like that, is now, we're being able to create a frequency of that in Gemini. being in Jupiter, us gaining the wisdom, knowledge, and experience out of our frequency of communication. You know what I'm saying? Our environment, what we thinking, and connecting our environment to what we thinking. So that's how we seeing, you know what I'm saying, the personal value come out is what we're thinking in our environment and shit like that is being able to gain wisdom and knowledge out of that, do what we value in and shit like that. Being able to help that think and communicate that frequency and shit like that. So, and have a celestial creation of where it can come from, you know what I'm saying? Since Aries is 11th house Gemini. So, frequency of communication from Taurus and Uranus to Cancer, Moon, and Mars being there is going to be more of a you valuing and your gifts, talents, and shit. What you valuing and your gifts and talents and innovating and you know what I'm saying, creating a new stability or balance that you can create out of that. Making that individual to you is going to be being able to create a frequency in your emotional environment, your internal world that you have feel at home with anywhere on the go that you have, you know what I'm saying, that you can conduct business with and shit like that. However you emotionally stand on business at home. You know what I'm saying? Initiate and create your own frequency of creation through that, through your individual values that you, gifts, values, and talents that you're creating. Transform it through how you, you know what I'm saying, don't want to seem too emotional right now and shit like that. Shit like that. Saying since the Mars is debilitated in Cancer and shit like that, but you want to be more of standing on the business as far as you initiating creating your own emotion and reacting, responding to that to be able to, you know what I'm saying, hold down the fulfillment of the seeds that you planted in your business and shit like that, and your status and your image. So that frequency of creation also being in the aspect of from that being created from Taurus, that's the celestial creation. So that's what's being, the substance is being, you know what I'm saying, transferred back and forth from the thought and shit like that to the what's creating in the public, shit like that. So that's pretty much how that frequency creation goes. As far as the opposite side of Taurus being the third house of Pisces, you know what I'm saying, to go to that frequency creation going to be in Pisces, which you know what I'm saying, have a value, or not a value, but which you, how you have a love, value, or appreciation for your gifts, value, for your, not gift value, but your dreams, imaginations, faith, beliefs, and delusions, and bring it into reality and be able to create emotional, not create an emotional connection, I'm sorry, but you to be able to create a more intuitive, dream-like imagination with that as well is like coming from a celestial creation for Taurus to think, communicate, and analyze, you know what I'm saying, or not analyze, but just, you know, more like think, communicate, the frequency of creation for that Pisces dream-like energy and Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. So that's pretty much how that's gonna work out for that frequency of creation, you know what I'm saying, from that celestial creation of what you in your public arena and shit like that are emanating in your dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, delusions. You know what I'm saying? So moving on from there, Capricorn is also also sextile in Pisces. Frequency of creation would be then Pisces, because Taurus is going to be more of the substance that you are using to go off of the associations and shit like that from how you standing on business and what you created, initiated, and your status, career, and business is going to be, you know what I'm saying, conducted in a way of how you see, how you taking actions in that and think, communicating, and analyzing about that. It's going to be coming through your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Your frequency that you're creating, your dreams, faith, beliefs, imagination, illusions, is going to be that realm for, um, you know what I'm saying, thinking and communicating as far as when it comes to how you standing on business and your status. That's why what you want to be seen as and shit like that, it can be communicated through your dreams. You know what I'm saying? What you want to build status on or have a entrepreneur energy or entrepreneur energy and kinship to can be connected to how you creating your thoughts and feelings and, you know what I'm saying, in your dreams, faith, beliefs, delusions, imaginations. So that's pretty much that, you know what I'm saying, textile right there between them and shit. They like you know what I'm saying, bringing shit into reality because Capricorn is Saturn. You know what I'm saying? As well as Pisces is there right now. So you're going to be able to see how you can bring your dreams, faith, beliefs, and imagination and delusions into reality as far as what you're thinking and communicating about and shit like that. And have a frequency of creation in. So you're frequently creating new ways to go about love, value, and appreciation because of what you standing on business on and what you create in your status and shit, and have a new way that you can have an imaginary connection to your faith, beliefs, and imaginations and shit, and bring it into reality as well with Saturn there. You know what I'm saying? And Neptune. So frequency creation as well gonna be Pluto and Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? So us being able to have a celestial creation from Aquarius, you know what I'm saying, being that aspect in itself, to being a frequency creation and from the interaction of those substances of thought from the environment of your associations to your what you personally have a value in and shit like that is gonna be being able to be you know what I'm saying, communicated thought and shit like that through that. It's gonna be able to be frequently created in a communicative way through your individual investments and your individual passions and shit like that for what you going on a spiritual path of, as well as transforming and shit like that and healing the pain and suffering, maybe, you know what I'm saying, into growth. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's gonna be being able to be communicated with you transforming and shit like that, gaining power, controlling from your associations and in the public arena and your associates is gonna be able to be frequently created through how you individually are invested and passionate and go about your travel, that you have a destiny and that you need to get up off your ass and go get a fire under your ass and go do and shit like that, or whatever the case may be, that it has to do something with what you spark the power of influence in. You need to take responsibility for that and be the influence of the power of the influence for that. So that's pretty much it for that. The frequency of creation, experience of emotion, you know what I'm saying? Aries from, you know what I'm saying, going to Cancer and shit like that. And Chiron and North Node, that's going to be like experiencing the emotion of us in the moon and Mars right now, from what we invested in personally and passionately, what we go on a spiritual path and shit like that, from what we can transform and shit like that. It's going to be an emotion that we have an experience of from what we standing on business in our personal interests to Cancer, our emotion that we experiencing, our reacting and responses to our an emotional creation, you know, our emotional connection that we are making in our home, family, and privacy and shit like that. As far as and as far as what we passionately and motivated a bit about and shit in our what's it called, whatever the case may be, in your passions, motivations, desires, yeah, because that you have at home, whatever is in your private, you know what I'm saying, investment of where you can initiate and create emotion in your internal home to what you stand on business in your experience, your physical experience. So what you personally you know what I'm saying, that substance of your physical experience personally going to be experiencing an emotion of, is going to be, you know what I'm saying, you reacting, responding, and creating emotional connection and being passionate, motivated, and invested into, you know, home, family, and privacy, shit like that. So emotional experience also is going to be Taurus and Uranus, you know what I'm saying, with you individual and innovating and shit and changing as far as your gifts, values, and talents about it's gonna be being a stand on business, like, you know what I'm saying, physical experience for the oh my bad, no, I said that wrong. So that's gonna be an emotional experience of emotion, you know what I'm saying, that you're standing on business from your personal I mean not your personal, but your power and control that you're taking in your associates in public arena and shit like that. That's gonna be the emotion of experience, which you your gift and talent that you're inventing, or you know what I'm saying, that you're making new, and your gift and talent, that's what's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, be an emotion of experience of how you stand on business or have an image or status in your associates in public arena from what you taking power and control of. And so from there, Gemini and Jupiter and Gemini, you know what I'm saying, emotion of experience, and that is gonna come from what we standing on business in Pisces and Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. So yeah, that's the emotional experience. So that basically gonna be how we thinking, communicating, analyzing from our experiences, wisdom, and knowledge. That is gonna be being built on emotion of experience of that through us having a status or accumulation of what we can bring into reality, as well as sharing a ability to relate, have a relatability energy, or saying have a value, talent, or gift that we can love, value, and appreciate together and shit like that. It's gonna be like us being able to reach out and connect that emotional experience, help that debilitate, you know what I'm saying, that not debilitated, but yeah, debilitated Gemini, Jupiter, in a way of, you know what I'm saying, it's okay for you know what I'm saying, you not to be able to fully have and put into words your experience, wisdom, and knowledge and shit like that all the time, because